Applegate. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
It's been a long time.
Been a long time. Nice to have you here.
12 years or something.
12
Yeah.
years? Well, what happened?
I don't know. I was like 10.
Check your email, for heaven's sakes. I saw this movie, and it's very funny. It must have been crazy making it. I have a question. There's a scene in the zoo, I guess the San Diego Zoo, where you're in the bear pit.
Yeah.
Now, are those actual bears, or are they computer-generated animated bears?
They are actual bears. They're 12-foot Kodiak bears.
Oh, my goodness.
So I had to work with these bears that, of course, they were telling me the whole time that they were absolutely safe and everything was okay. And it actually ended up being a very scary, awful day for me that day.
Yeah, well, it actually looks very scary in the film.
Well, they have on the call sheets that, you can't wear perfume, you can't eat around the bear, so you know that this is serious business.
The bears don't like perfume, and
For
obviously...
some reason, they don't like perfume, or they do like, I don't know what the deal is, but regardless, I wasn't going to wear it that day. And they had told me that on the farm, well, it's all right because they have electrical wire and they're trained and they don't lack the electrical surges. And I said, well, so you're going to have the electrical wire today. And they're like, well, no, it's just string, but they think it's electrical, so you're going to be just fine. I went, all right. So I'm standing in this pit with 4 Kodiak bears, and I'm supposed to be screaming up for help. And they told me, well, don't make any loud noises because they don't like loud noises either. I'm like, these are really finicky bears. They don't seem to like anything at all. So, so I started whispering. I was going, help, help. And I could see that the one bear next to me was a bit fidgety. Wasn't really listening to the trainers. They kept saying, put your head down. And the next thing I know, he charges me.
Well, great. What do you do? What are you left to do at that point?
I ran with my pants on fire. I ran so fast, and I kept thinking, you're not supposed to run, right?
Right.
You're supposed to lay down and tuck and roll or play dead or something. And this whole dialogue's going on in my head, and I'm thinking, I'm not going to try it out now.
No.
I'm not going to well, should I lay down and get mauled by the bear?
But now this is deadly serious, even though these are, I guess, show business bears. This doesn't sound good.
They're wild animals. That's what I kept trying to tell everyone all day, was that they're still bears, people.
Absolutely.
They're
right.
not, actors.
And
they're not trained at the studio.
We have some of this on. Is this
yes,
in the film, or is this an outtake we're going to see?
We have footage of the bear attack.
Footage of you being chased by this bear.
Yes, we do.
Tell us what we're looking at here.
Okay. Well, there's me, whispering. There's the big guy. He's not putting his head down. He's kind of looking at me. He's a little pissed off. He doesn't like the waving.
Yeah.
He's not into the waving. He's there, and he goes. And he goes.
Oh, my God.
There's the slow-mo version of it, and there we go. And there's me running.
Wow.
To the bear.
Oh, God.
It's funny because, I signed up for a Will Ferrell comedy. Had no idea it was a bear mauling.
And that, in fact, was Will Ferrell running in there to save your life. God
so
must be a
versatile.
wonderful human
Yes,
being,
yes.
isn't he? So now, Kodiak bear, is that the same as a grizzly bear?
It's a bear. It's
But those things are enormous.
They're enormous and they're dangerous and they have huge teeth. And,
I have a Toyota that's not that big. But thank God you're all right. And then you live to serve jury duty. Or have I got the chronology of this right, or is that another story?
And then she lives for jury duty. It was my time. My time had basically come up. It was this year. This was after. No, I hadn't. I hadn't served before because I was working and whatnot. But this was shortly after the bear attack, so I was having a good 2004. And so I went down to the jury pool and did my duty and was sitting there in this huge room of 200 people. And at one point, the judge came in and she said, ladies and gentlemen, we have this very important case, and it's going to be about 4 to 6 months, and this gentleman here is going to be our defendant, and it was Robert Blake.
Oh my
And
God.
he was sitting in the jury pool room with us. I mean, like, they were dangling him in front of us, like, don't you want to come serve on this jury?
Wow.
And so they said, you know, could we have a show of hands of how many people would, you know, volunteer their time to be on this jury? And out of 200, I think it was like 3 guys. And that was
That's about right, though.
it's kind of about, it was like 3 like drunk guys. Like, they thought they were going to party with Robert Blake, but it wasn't.
No.
So then, of course, you know, they were upset, and they made us all fill out these forms as to why we couldn't serve on this jury. And I know I was thinking, well, I can't put, like, I don't have any money and I'm not working. I can't do that because they'll know I'm fibbing a little bit. So I put what I was supposed to say. I'm working, and it would be kind of ridiculous to be the sideshow of this huge.
Sure.
Not that I wouldn't want to, you know, do my American duty and serve on a jury, but not Robert Blake's jury.
No. Nothing that messy.
Nothing that messy.
No.
No, thank you. And then they didn't like my excuses, so they made me go and talk to the judge, and the judge is like, that's not an excuse.
Oh.
You're coming back. I was like, okay, this is just getting worse. My whole year is getting worse. So I had to come back a few days later and fill out about this 20-page questionnaire, and at this point I'm a little upset.
Sure.
So I made sure that I, you know, voiced my opinion in there that, you know, do you think that Robert Blake is guilty? And I was like, as sin. You know. Yeah. Is there anything we could say to sway your opinion? Absolutely not. Who are the 3 people that you least admire? I don't know, Hitler, Mussolini, Robert Blake. I mean, like, anything. I was like, I do not want to come back. But
And whatever happened, did that thing ever go to trial or not?
no, well, luckily the week later he fired all of his lawyers, so anyone who was in the jury pool was dismissed.
Is that right? So that just
I
the
don't-
process has to begin all over again.
All over again.
Oh, that's strange.
I did my duty. I don't have to go back.
Good
so.
for you. God bless you.
Well, thank you, Dave.
As another fellow American, we appreciate you.
Yes.
We want to show a
Sorry,
clip of
Robert.
the film, which opens July 9th. You know the scene we're going to see?
I think we're bantering in a funny.
This is at the end of the newscast?
Yes.
All right.
There's some bantering.
All right,
going.
this will be good. Anchorman, Christina Applegate and Will Ferrell. Take a look.
Mr. Burgundy, I'm a professional, and I would like to be able to do my job.
Well, big deal. I am very professional.
Mr. Burgundy, you are acting like a baby.
I'm not a baby. I am a man. I am an anchor man.
You are not a man. You are a big fat joke.
I'm a man who discovered the wheel and built the Eiffel Tower out of metal and brawn. That's what kind of man I am. You're just a woman with a small brain. With a brain a third the size of us. It's science.
I will have you know that I have more talent and more intelligence in my little finger than you do in your entire body.
There you go. It's the Anchorman. I bet it was a lot of fun, though, huh?
It was amazing. It was amazing. Other than the Bears, you know, Will Ferrell, I know you got to talk to him, and he's just
Very entertaining
he's
man.
Awesome.
Yeah.
This
Pleasure
is-
to have you back.
Thank
I
you,
hope it's not
Dave.
another 12 years.
I know. I hope not
Please
either.
come back again. Christina Applegate, everybody. I'll be right back with David Sedaris.